Hey YouTube, Pipe Lawyer here coming to you once again from the Sanctuary, and it is a Sunday night, so it's time once again for a very late edition, yet once again, of Friday Night Pipes. I apologize for being late again, but I had a lot of things going on this weekend, certain various projects, none of which have to do with pipes, but nonetheless I figured I'd make one anyway, rather than not make one at all and just skip to next week. But I'm glad to be coming to you after a hair-raising, nerve-wracking playoff game between the Atlanta Falcons and the Seattle Seahawks, and I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a game. At one point, Atlanta led by 20 points and lost the lead, only to gain it on a 49-yard field goal? Anyway, with 30 seconds on the clock, and it's just pulsating drama. But Atlanta won, so next week as we face the San Francisco 49ers here at the Dome, Falcons rise up. However, that being said, this is not about professional football. This is about professional pipe smoking. And this week's MVPs, yes, plural, are three of my pipes, my three Boswell pipes that I've had for some time now. And I'm at the point now as a pipe smoker where various of my pipes, with the passage of time and with frequency of use, have begun to gain a certain patina, the likes of which has always fascinated me when viewing estate pipes. That luster of newness kind of dulls away, and the rim of the bowl, especially on certain estate pipes, gets charred and dark, and some pipe smokers use certain pipes so much, so frequently, that it just gets all nasty and cruddy. But then, with either the pipe smoker trying to clean the pipe him or herself, or having it sent off to be refurbished, it's cleaned to whatever extent, but there remains a char on the bowl that can't be extracted. It just can't be removed, and I kind of like that. That's something about estate pipes that's always fascinated me, because it's like a fine watch that's been worn by someone for many years, and you see, based on the dings and scratches and scuffs on a watch, that that person lived their life fully. And I somehow equate that also with pipes. And like I said, I'm at the point right now where certain of my pipes, through use and passage of time, have begun to attain that patina of use and just of frequency. And I think it's kind of neat. So, that being said, here are this week's MVPs. 3 Boswell pipes that I purchased not as estate pipes. I don't have any estate Boswell pipes, but bought them new, going on 3 or 4 years ago. And in the time since I've bought them, I've used them with increasing frequency, and they've begun to gain that look of, well-worn look of a well-worn, often smoked pipe. The first one here is this billiard that I got. First of two this week. I saw this in Boswell's pipe shop in 2009, and I bought it from them on my trip to Maine. As you see, it's got smooth all around, very basic billiard with a slightly bent stem, and some really nice spot carving there to give you a look there. You see it there. But then, as I've been smoking it, it's getting that lovely char on the inner rim there, and the cake is building up on the inside too. And as you smoke pipes also, I was told when I first began to smoke pipes, and I found it to be true, in both my use of my own pipes and in my observation of other people's pipes, that the color of the stain actually gets darker and gets that nice, well-worn, trusty look, like it's my trusty pipe. So these are my trusty pipes now. They've become trusty in a matter of poetic speaking. There you can see. Oops, there you go. Really nice. And I'm sure I can get a lot of that off just using, saliva on my thumb tip and just, rubbing that out. But I kind of like that look of use there. That's one. Then here is another. This is like an apple-shaped straight stem, or the vulcanite stem, and this is the one. This is the Boswell pipe that I also picked up while there at the shop in 2009, June of 2009, I believe. And this is a, as I said, straight stem, vulcanite stem, apple-shaped pipe with rustication made to simulate the veins on a tobacco leaf, and it's a beautiful shade of like a chestnut brown. And it's actually a surprisingly capacious chamber. It holds a fair amount of tobacco, and it too is gaining that look of use, that worn-in look that I'm really digging, as you can see right there. And again, I'm sure I can get some of that darkness off, but I'm rather enjoying it. It shows, I guess, that in my mind's eye, that I'm now somewhat of an experienced pipe smoker, where my pipes don't look quite so new. I'm not quite such the greenhorn, I guess. So there's that pipe. And then there's this basic Boswell pole with a diamond shank. I think it's a vulcanite stem. Smooth all around. It's another pipe that's a nice shade of chestnut brown with some really nice bird's eye grain there. And this one too has a look of use about it there that I'm really growing affectionate of. Yeah, so hangs nicely. And lately, when I've been smoking these pipes, I've been smoking some chocolate manhood given to me by none other than Joffrey the Giant. Yes, when I visited him in South Carolina. Sorry, got some of this from him, and I've let this age a little bit, and it's a wonderful, wonderful English aromatic is the best way I can describe it, with a chocolate casing, but with a hint of Latake in it. And it's mellowed out some. It was never a harsh blend, don't get me wrong, but it's smoothed out beautifully, and it's reminiscent of Edwards Supreme from Edwards Pipe Shop, which has basically the same composition. And I've been smoking the daylights out of this in these three pipes here. So there you have it. I've also been smoking nightcap in these also. Got some good use. Let's see if I can do this. There you have it. This week's 3 MVPs. My 3 Trusty pipes, I guess you can call it. The Trusty pipe edition of Friday Night Pipes, along with my continually decreasing amount of chocolate manhood from Joffrey himself. That about does it. And also, want to remind you again, Saturday, June 1st, the 4th annual Southeastern YouTube Pipe Conference to be held here in Marietta, Georgia. I've gotten several confirmations from folks that have confirmed that they will be there for sure this year. And I invite you all once again. It's open to everybody. You don't have to be on YouTube. You don't have to be a presenter. You even don't even have to be a pipe smoker, but though it would help out the purpose, of course. But yeah, I am looking forward. It's gathering momentum, and looking forward to once again hosting this wonderful event that is growing each and every year, and we are having a fun time, and a fun time will be had by all. So until next time, this is the Pipe Lawyer saying, cheers, and as always, remember, I'll present the evidence, but you be the judge. Take care, good night, and God bless.